All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next live English lesson right here on Periscope and on YouTube. And just like the title shows, this is a special live lesson with your questions. That's right, your questions. If you have an English question and you would like me to answer that, this is the time that I can do that for you. I'm going to dedicate this whole lesson to you guys. And hello to everyone on Periscope. Hello, Yalchin from Istanbul. We love New York and we love you. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for joining me on YouTube and on Periscope. Hello, Tina joined on Periscope. If you guys have a question, please feel free to type that question, that English question in. Hello, Elena from Russia joining us on YouTube. All right. I have some questions here that people have sent me by email, which I'm going to start off with. And then if you have an English question, I will get to that too. And if you don't have an English question, then this is going to be a very short live lesson. Michael, how have you been today? That's a great question. I've been super. The weather's nice. It's sunny here in New York. A little bit breezy, but almost like spring. But it's going to snow tomorrow. That's right. They said we're going to have a snowstorm, maybe around 10 centimeters of snow. So 17 degrees this afternoon, snow tomorrow. I don't know anymore. All right. Here's a question that somebody sent me the other day. What's the difference between the past and the past perfect? So here are the two sentences. When I got to the party, Jack left. When I got to the party, Jack had left. All right, I'm going to repeat those. When I got to the party, Jack left. When I got to the party, Jack had left. What's the difference? That's the simple past and the past perfect. The past perfect means that two things happened in the past, and the past perfect tells us the one that was first. So, when I got to the party, Jack had left. It means I got to the party and Jack was not there. That's right. Tina said it means Jack already left when I got to a party. That's right. When I got to the party, Jack left. It means I got to the party, I arrived, and Jack said, "Hey, I'm going home," and he left. So, when I got to the party, Jack had left means I didn't see Jack. When I got to the party, Jack had left means I didn't see him. When I got to the party, Jack left, it means I arrived and Jack was leaving and said, "Hello, Michael. Bye, Michael." And I said, "Hey, bye, Jack." That was quick. So that's the basic difference between the simple past and the past perfect. And I will tell you something, and my colleagues who are English teachers in places like England are probably going to be upset and scream and frown, but a lot of Americans don't use the past perfect. So a lot of Americans in conversation would say, "Oh yeah, when I got to the party, Jack left." Or "When I got to the party, Jack wasn't there." So it sounds a little bit formal to use the past perfect in American conversational English. So why is that? It's because over the years, American English has become more casual. I said to somebody yesterday, "How much money do you have?" None is grammatically correct. How much money do you have? That sounds grammatically correct to me. Somebody said to me yesterday, we talked about greetings, right? When you first meet somebody, we say, nice to meet you. 40 or 50 years ago, when you met somebody for the first time, they would say, oh, how do you do? My name is Michael. Hey, how do you do? My name is Michael. So the phrase, how do you do, is now in the year 2017 is way too formal for an English conversation, at least in American English. How do you do? If I use how do you do, it makes me feel like I'm going to meet the King of Thailand or the Queen of England, like very formal situation. Oh, how do you do? And a little bit of a bow with a handshake. But we just don't speak that way in American English. And yeah, as Tina just mentioned on Periscope, Americans tend to use the simple past. So here's another example. Hey, are you hungry? No, I already ate. I already ate. If you've studied British English, you know that the sentence should be, are you hungry? No, I have already eaten. But we don't speak like that in American English. We like to use the simple past because our focus is the past action. I ate. I already ate. And I know that you're not technically supposed to use already with the simple past, but we do. And that's very natural in American English, okay? So that's that point. If you do have a question, please type that in the box. I'm happy to do that. Hello to Vanina from Chile. Thank you. Anderson from Brazil. Hello. Edmilson from Brazil. Wow, Brazil is here. Rohal. Hi. If you guys have a question, please type that. I'm happy to answer that. That's today's lesson. Today's lesson is the, hey, you pick the topic and we'll talk about it lesson. All right. Here's another topic that somebody said. When do we use a gerund after to? So usually it's to plus a base verb, like I like to eat pizza, or Yalchin likes to eat pizza, or we need to eat pizza, or she asked me to eat pizza. So it's usually to plus a base verb. But there are a couple of situations and a couple of phrases where we don't use a base verb. And the two most common ones are look forward to and get used to or be used to. So, for example, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We can't say, I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. That sounds weird. Or, I got used to taking the subway in New York. I got used to taking the subway in New York. Or, I am used to taking the subway in New York. So in those two cases, look forward to and be used to or get used to, we can use a gerund, which is the ing verb. And you can also use a noun. I'm looking forward to the party, or I got used to the subway system, or I am used to the subway system. So that's possible too. All right, Anderson asked, can I use present perfect to avoid answer when I did something? If you want to speak vaguely, you can, like, but I don't know. No, I don't know if you could do that because, for example, I ate pizza last night. And then somebody might say, hey, did you eat pizza? And you would say, yeah, I have eaten pizza. It doesn't really answer the question. So I think the present perfect is a little bit different, unless you had a different idea that you were thinking about for your question there. Nadia, hello. It's going super. That's right. Water today, because I've already had my 95 cups of coffee. Okay, it's not 95, but it's a lot of coffee. All right, we have time for a couple of more questions. Nobody has a question. All right, I got used to live in apartment. Can I see that? No. Nadia, it's I got used to living in this apartment, okay? After get used to, you need to use an ing or a noun. Hello, Mohammed from Sudan. Thanks for joining us today. What does take on mean? Take on is a phrasal verb. Take on. Take on, wow. Phrasal verbs are tough because they have many meanings. Take on. I think take on, the basic meaning of take on is accept. My teaching schedule is filled right now, so I can't take on any new students. Okay? The doctor doesn't have any more space in his schedule, so he can't take on any new patients. So I think it means to accept in that way. Like there's a lawyer and he's a very busy lawyer and a very popular lawyer, and he has a completely full amount of work to do, and he can't take on any more work. And we can use it for people or for work. So, for example, I have about 5 projects I'm doing right now. I can't take on another project. I can't accept another project. I can't handle additional responsibility like that. I think that's how we can use take on. You're welcome, Tina. Thanks for asking that question. Rohal said, can you tell me the uses of bring along? So on a rainy day, I like to bring along my umbrella. Okay, it means bring the umbrella with me. And I think there might not be a big difference between I brought my umbrella and I bring along my umbrella. I think I bring along my umbrella, I bring my umbrella. I think it's basically the same. Perhaps there's a stronger nuance of I bring the umbrella with me if I say bring along. I don't think that there's anything special, any special meaning there with bring along. Hello, Miyamoto from Thailand. What's the difference between through and thorough? Thorough means completely. I did a thorough job of cleaning my room, which means I completely cleaned my room. So thorough means completely or very efficiently. And through, I go through the tunnel, means from one end to the other. I read the book from the beginning through the end, means completely. That's through. Vania asked, Michael, do you have some tips to speak English without hesitation? That's a very good question. So if you're talking about to speak more fluently and more smoothly, this might sound very strange, but first of all, it won't be strange. First of all, if you have someone that you can speak to in English, please try to speak to them as much as possible. So using English and speaking English is the best way that you can improve your fluency. The second thing that you can do to improve your fluency is to sing songs in English. That helps your brain think in English, okay, if you like singing. If you don't like to sing, or you do like to sing, another way, and this is where you might think it's a little bit strange, is talk to yourself using English. Think in English. Some people call that image training. So, for example, 20 years ago, I lived in Japan. I was teaching English there, and I was learning Japanese. And so how did I remember vocabulary? How did I practice? Because at the time I didn't have a lot of chances to use the language, even though I lived there. But I would talk to myself. In the morning, I would wake up and, you do your morning routine. You wash your face, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair. And I would say that I'm brushing my teeth, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm brushing my teeth. Next, I'm going to wash my face. Or when I was cooking, I would go into the kitchen and I would speak in Japanese, and I would open the refrigerator. I would say, I'm going to open the refrigerator now. Oh, now I'm looking in the refrigerator. Oh, there are eggs. I think I'll take the eggs out and I'll cook eggs. Should I have boiled eggs or fried eggs today? So it's your thinking process, but you're doing that in English. And, I think it helps. I think it helps to use English as much as possible. And if there's a sentence that you want to remember or a grammatical pattern, you can just practice using that pattern as you walk down the street. A few minutes ago, we talked about using get used to or be used to or look forward to plus a gerund. How do you remember that? Well, you could just say, as you're walking down the street, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to spending time with my friends. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends this weekend, and just repeat that over and over. And I think it's good practice. Okay, we have time for a couple of more questions. Vanya, I hope that was helpful. Have a long journey or I have a long day. The difference between them: a journey is a trip, and actually a journey is a very, very long trip that takes many miles or many kilometers or a lot of time. So have a long journey is that. Have a long day means, when we say I had a long day, it means that I was in school for a long time and I used my brain a lot and I'm tired. Or if you work in an office or at your job, you can say, I had a long day. It means I had a lot of meetings. I had many, many things to do. So when you have many things to do, you can say, I had a long day. But a journey is a very long trip, or as Tina just asked on Periscope, it's a voyage. So a voyage is a very, very long trip. But I think the difference between journey and voyage is that we tend to use voyage when we travel by ship, which is probably why you don't hear that very often, because people don't usually travel by ship so long. But, we use the French phrase bon voyage, which means good voyage. When somebody leaves on a trip, we say that. All right. Creepy. What does creepy mean? Creepy means something that's uncomfortable or makes me nervous or scared, like a creepy movie or a creepy person sitting next to me on the subway. And then somebody just asked the difference between vacation and holiday. We covered that about a month ago in one of these live lessons, but what I will tell you is that basically in American English, the word holiday is only used when it's a special national day. So New Year's Day, Christmas Day, those are holidays. If it's the day that you don't go to school or work, that's your day off. And if you take 1 week off, that's like a vacation. And if you travel to a place for pleasure, not for business, that's also a vacation. But in British English, they use the word holiday in all those cases. And that's the basic difference between that. If you go on the YouTube channel here and you check out or do a search, you'll find on my YouTube channel the lesson that we talked about holiday and vacation in detail. All right. Is there an idiom Hexagonal Froggy Chris asked, is there an idiom from baseball? Oh, there's tons of idioms from baseball. I will do those tomorrow. If you come back at the same time tomorrow, we'll look at some baseball idioms since you asked. And then one more question. Anderson asked, is it I'm excited about the same as I'm looking forward to? Yes. Yes. I'm excited about my trip. I'm looking forward to my trip. Something like that. All right. That, my friends, is the end of this live English lesson. Hey, thank you for all your questions. I hope that was useful and helpful to you. Thanks to everyone who joined on Periscope. Thanks to all you guys who are putting comments here on YouTube. I appreciate that. I will be back tomorrow with another live English lesson, but not with, of course, I'll answer your questions, but I have a plan for that. And now that you asked about baseball idioms, we'll talk about that. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. You guys have a great day, and thank you so much. Bye, guys.